Hey everybody, Chris here. And well, the Dark Avenger site's been around now for a few months. Got a few good videos off, did a few reviews, started and finished my Ghostbusters video game walkthrough. But this site, like I said in my first and second video, this site was created, this channel was created mainly for comic books, for comic book related videos, whether it be reviews or whatever. And sadly, due largely to the fact that I've been working a lot on the Brooklyn Boys channel, I have not had the time to actually make videos for my personal channel. So now I've actually taken the time, I'm actually going to take the time out to work on building up this site and getting some comic book videos and videos in general down for this site. So what is this intro video? This intro video is for my comic book reviews, which I will be hopefully doing every single week. I can't give you guys an exact date, but I will be doing them every week, unless something happens, due to scheduling, something happens in the family, whatever kind of reason or thing comes up. But 90% of the time, I'll have a video up about the comic books, and if I do miss a week, I'll try to stick those comics in to the following week's review. So what comic books can you expect me to be reviewing? Well, any comic book I buy or collect will be in the review, obviously. If you want a list of the comic books, you can go on my channel. I have to update it still, but those are basically all the comic books I will be collecting and reviewing. Like I said, I gotta update that still, but I will update it. So I'll be doing reviews on the substance of the comic books, what the storyline's going on. There will be spoilers, but I will put a little alert up so you guys can skip over it if you want, because I know a few people don't like spoilers because they didn't read the comic book yet. If you read the comic book, watch the spoiler then. If not, then don't. I also will be referencing a website that I watch of other comic book reviewers. I'm sure a few of you heard of Pete'sBasement.com. I will be referencing them a lot, depending on what comic book I'm reviewing, of course. I'm not going to review a comic book that they haven't even talked about and say, oh, well, Pete's Basement, they should do this or they should... No, I'm going to reference them as far as agreeing with, or disagreeing with their opinion on a comic book, or just reference them as far as watch the video if you want more of an in-depth review of the comic book or comic books I didn't get. Whatever. I'm going to be referencing them a lot. I can tell already because I've watched their show for a few weeks now, and they're amazing. Pete's amazing, and it's a great show. Anyway, now how do we start off? How do I introduce this series or these reviews to you guys? Well, best way to start this off is with yourself. You got to ask yourself. Every comic collector has to ask themselves this question before or even during the time they're collecting comic books. And the question is, why do I want to, or why am I collecting comic books? And there are two answers. There's a right answer, and there's a wrong answer. If your answer to this question is, well, I'm buying comic books because in about 20 or 30 years, when I have grandchildren, these comic books are going to be worth a fortune. Wrong. Okay, let's get this out of the way right away. The reason that comic books from way back when your grandparents, my great-grandparents were alive, the reason they were worth so much money is because Stan Lee said it best. There was a war going on, and the army begged children to donate comic books and paper to the army. So they took their comic books and gave them away to the army, and that caused a limited edition of the old comic books. There are only about 500 of the old comic books around, whereas comic books being made today, there are over thousands of copies. And not only are there regular covers, but there are variant and sketch bullshit covers as well. So trust me, you're not going to miss this issue. It will be around. It is everywhere. Any comic book that's been made from the 80s, hell, even the 70s, there are issues everywhere of these comic books. Granted, they may not be the original starting price. They may be $50, $60, $100, depending on the story. But they're not even going to make it past the $500 mark. These comic books are going to remain their regular price, maybe get a little bit more, worth a little bit more money, but not astronomical. You're not going to become, oh, I'm a millionaire, look at all the comic books I have, I'm a millionaire. No, you're not. You're not. So if you're collecting comic books for that, first of all, you should jump off the nearest building, and if you don't, please stop collecting, because you are collecting for the absolute worst reason I could ever think of for a comic collector. Now, if you are buying and collecting comic books because you enjoy the story, you enjoy the artwork, you know, you like the reads, you like to go out there and, you know, you like to experience different heroes and stuff like that. If you love the story and the artwork in the comic book, if you're buying it for what's inside the cover, not what's the comic book itself is worth, then congratulations, you are a comic book collector. Congratulations, you deserve a medal. Geek. I'm making fun of myself. Anyway, that is the right reason. If you buy comic books because you enjoy storylines, or if you want to read storylines, even if you don't enjoy it, if you're buying it because of the substance, not what it's worth, then you are a comic book collector. And there aren't that many around. I mean, at least around my area. I'm sure there are plenty around the entire world. But yeah. So these reviews will be giving you guys a heads up on what's hot and what's not. I will be telling you guys, of course, before I say anything else, this is my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion. You could feel the exact opposite. That's fine. These reviews are my opinion and how I feel, what I feel people should go out and pick up. If you disagree with me, feel free to disagree with me in the comment box. And yeah, I will actually get back to you on your feeling on the whatever comic book I'm reviewing. Also, if you feel there's a comic book I do not buy or don't review, feel free to PM, personal message for those of you who don't like those little letters. Personal message me the comic book title you think I should buy and review. If you think it's a really good title and you think it deserves you know, a review, and or I should be reading it. And I'll look into that title, and I'll either get back to you or I'll buy the latest edition. And if I like it, I'll obviously keep buying it. And if I don't, I just won't buy it or review it. I'll review the one comic I have, but yeah. Also, I'll be doing a lot of side stories, you know, those limited series kind of things that I don't have on that list. So please don't. You can personal message me about a limited series, but if I'm already getting it, I'm just going to say I'm already getting it. You can expect it in the review. So yeah. Expect anything from my reviews. Very random, crazy. Sadly, unlike Pete's Basement, see, that's what happens when you get two words mixed up. Big reference. See, I'm referencing them already. Unlike Pete's Basement, I don't have a panel of friends. I don't have a group of people that collect comic books. None of my friends collect comic books, so I really don't have anybody to discuss as far as a book, comic books with. So these reviews are going to be solo videos with, of course, the random shit in the background. So these are going to be solo videos of me doing comic reviews. Maybe I'll have a few friends do guest star appearances, or it depends on how things go. So anyway, expect anything from my comic book reviews, and I'll catch you guys hopefully soon with my first comic book review on comic. Oh, one more thing. The comic book reviews are going to be on comic books from the week before the week I do my review. I will not be reviewing comic books the week they come out. I'm going to take a week to read over the comic books and then review them. For example, if I did a review this week, it'll be on comic books from last week. So that's basically it. And I hope you enjoy the comic book reviews. They'll be coming soon to Dark Avenger. And yeah, so I will catch you guys in the next video, and later. And I will be sitting here with my trusty Pepsi, and hopefully I won't have to drink too much of it when I'm reviewing these things.